Hey everyone, welcome to Hellotouf, the YouTube channel for film reviews, tech and cameras, and today I'm going to be talking about Marriage Story, the new film by Noah Baumbach, written and directed by him and also starring Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. Let's have a quick look at the trailer.
Charlie and I are getting a divorce, Mom. You can't be friends with him anymore. Gma! Charlie Bird! Mom! Mom? Mom! What?
You know, most people in my business, you're just transactions to them. I like to think of you as people.
Oh, okay, good.
You remind me of myself on my second marriage.
Baby, I'm amazed the way you love me all the time.
Part of what we're gonna do together is tell your story.
Did you dye your hair again?
No, this is me. You don't like it?
Is it shorter? I prefer it longer, but...
How are you doing?
The thing I love about Marriage Story is that it's the kind of film they don't really make anymore. It's a relationship film. More specifically, it's about the breakdown of a relationship between two characters, played by Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. They play Charlie and Nicole Barber, and they are basically a New York couple. They have a son called Henry, and what they do throughout the course of the film is kind of navigate the trials and tribulations of basically trying to understand what the relationship is all about, how the relationship develops while they go through a divorce. And it's a really interesting premise, and the only film I can really compare it to is Kramer vs. Kramer, the 1979 film that starred Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep actually won an Oscar for her performance in that film, which is also about a marriage breakdown. And in that film, the focus is quite on Dustin Hoffman and how he looks after his son. Now, Marriage Story itself is quite a different film in the sense that really it's about the relationship between Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, and you kind of get a fair point of view from both sides of the story. And really, it's interesting actually how it navigates the respective, are they right, are they wrong, the moral ambiguity of the breakdown of the marriage, and also how they both deal with parenting and also trying to live in two separate cities. Scarlett Johansson essentially goes to LA, and Adam Driver is based in New York, and they are a New York couple in the first instance, and then they have to divide their time between LA and New York. Now, Kramer vs. Kramer was also set in New York and also kind of was very much centralized to that city, but how modern times have changed and that people can take opportunities to go into different cities as well, and that's what comes across in the film. Now, the film itself is a really beautiful, perfect film in my eyes, in the sense that actually how it analyses the aspects of relationships and how it looks at it from different angles. But also the good thing about it is that it kind of doesn't patronise the audience. The two lead characters, Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, playing Charlie and Nicole, they are actually they have a healthy respect for each other, or seemingly a healthy respect. So there's always this underlying tension between the characters as the story bubbles along, and certain things are revealed throughout the film that actually kind of reveal itself and also allow you to kind of understand both sides and both points of view. One time you're on Scarlett Johansson's side, and the next time you're on Adam Driver's side, and at the same time you're kind of also understanding what their characters are like from the very, very beginning. There's a premise at the beginning which kind of highlights what the kind of people they are. The whole idea of the film is that it's a cyclical process for how two individuals, having been married for sort of 3 or 4 to 5 years, now have to kind of live separate lives and obviously have to navigate what it means to be a parent in the modern world. It's no surprise that come award season in 2020, I'm sure that Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver will probably get a nod for some Oscars nominations for this film. Their performances are outstanding, and they are really, really good as the couple that are kind of fighting the sort of day-to-day battles and trying to live two separate lives while also being able to look after their son. What I love about the way Noah Baumbach has actually written and directed the script is that he does see 2 points of view. He sees the woman's point of view and he sees the man's point of view, and he tries to be empathetic to both. So the skill of the writing and the skill of the script is that you try and understand, and the audience is brought into seeing two sides of the coin, not just one. Another reason why I love this film and why I kind of say it's a kind of a film they don't kind of make anymore is that the whole film was shot on 35mm film on Kodak by the DP Robbie Ryan. Every single shot in this film, I have to be honest, when I was watching it, I'm a bit of a tech freak, and at the same time I was just watching every single shot and the colours just popped in every single scene. You can see the slight grain of 35mm, and at the same time it's just kind of sumptuous and gorgeous to look at. So every scene, the colours were just kind of sort of popping everywhere and the colour was coming out at you, and so while you're drawn into the story as well, you can't help but have a kind of visual feast at the same time. There's great supporting work from Ray Liotta, Alan Alda and Laura Dern, all playing lawyers to Nicole and Charlie Barber in the film. And Ashley Robertson is the young man that plays Henry, who's the son of Charlie and Nicole Barber. They are really, really good performances by like all four of them, but at the same time I've got to say Laura Dern does pretty much steal the show in her scenes, and she's very good as the hotshot kind of LA lawyer who supports Scarlett Johansson. She has a great monologue in this film and it's worth checking out for that alone. There's some really touching, beautiful scenes in this film and I highly recommend watching it. And there's some great scenes between Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson in terms of there's one particular scene where they just pretty much lose it, and there's also a really great scene at the end. And the premise of the characters, you know, understanding that basically these people are human and how they have to navigate these difficult court cases, these difficult situations, a difficult kind of like navigation of parenting. It's just really tragic to watch, but also kind of uplifting and warm and honest and true, and that's what makes it such a believable and really realistic film. The script is superb and Noah Baumbach has done a great job, and you know, he's not my favourite director in the world, but for me this film really excels what I'd expect of him. Marriage Story is streaming on Netflix right now, so if you've got a Netflix subscription, go see it, and it's also available in cinemas, or selected cinemas right now, because I think it's been out for a while. But anyway, I would highly recommend seeing Marriage Story. I really love it. For me, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 because basically it's shot on 35mm film, which I absolutely love. The shots are sumptuous and beautiful and colourful, and the colours really pop, and the script is spot on, as well as the performances. So what is there not to like? Hey guys, thanks for watching that video on Marriage Story. I do highly recommend it. I think it's a really good film, and if you've got a subscription to Netflix, check it out now. If you'd like to see more films, do click here, and also make sure you subscribe and like, and please leave a comment. I'll see you on the next one.